Hey everyone, so we are officially back from Iowa. Just drove back about 14 hours back to Georgia. We found a ton of stuff for resale and also my own personal collection. So I thought I would do a few of my favorite picks I ended up finding along the way, either along the way to/from or in actual Iowa. I will say we ended up going a little bit outside of Des Moines, which is where my partner lives. We ended up going to Kansas City a little bit and kind of the surrounding areas. So definitely accumulated quite a bunch of fun new items for the shop. So without further ado, let's get into it. Favorite one of my subject matters. I guess this is technically two things in their original packaging and weird looking troll dolls. So this is a magnetic troll little magic hair set. Now there were a couple of these sets back in the 50s and 60s. This one I just could not pass up. It's still in its original packaging, has never been opened. Hopefully the glare is not doing too gnarly of a job, but really quite fun, I thought. I always love to pick up anything troll related, and I thought the illustrations on this were quite fun. So this one will definitely be going to the shop, as well as we are talking about something still in its original packaging. Now, I will say this little Remco doll does have a little bit of TLC to her box, but I've only had this one a handful of times. We have I Dream of Genie, little new old stock doll from 1977. I think she is quite fabulous. I found her actually in a vintage clothing store, or I should say my partner did. But she still has her shoes, her little purse, and I love the little outfit she actually had the option to have back in the day. Granted, I think I've only ever seen her in this little fit, but I thought the little two-piece with the matching scarf was quite darling. Again, the playset's really amazing for this doll. About the same size as Dawn back in the very similar decade. But again, anything in the original packaging is quite fun. Now, I will say this next set is going to be for my own personal collection. I ended up finding this on Marketplace. Now, I do have the matching cookie jar, which actually got I think maybe the last time it was actually in the Midwest, but we got the PY little teapot, we got the sugar dish, and then we also got the creamers. Now, when I picked these up, I started talking, to the lady I was getting them from, and she actually told me these were her mother's original set. So I thought that was really quite darling. Overall, in really nice shape. Now, I will say a little bit on the teapot, has a little bit of a chip, but it does look like somebody had touched that up with a little bit of paint. Granted, I'm going to be keeping this for my own self, so I don't really mind. Got a good enough deal on it, so I was more than happy to pick this anthropomorphic setup. Love some PY. I do love a good set of S&Ps, little salt and pepper shakers, and I picked up quite a few really good ones. I absolutely love this little Napco mama and baby. Little babies resting on mama's back. Absolutely darling. I thought they were so fun. I don't think I'd ever seen a set in the style of those. And then another really fun set, which maybe debating putting aside for Halloween, unless maybe you might have your eye on these. But we have the Holt Howard little scarecrow S&Ps. Now, I do see these definitely from time to time, but I never see them with their original stand. So really quite excited about these. Of little ones I found were some little mini plush. Now, I will say I did pick up quite a handful of vintage plush for the Etsy shop / whatnot, but I was excited. This one has a little bit of a little floppy neck, but this one's actually done by Kamar. These are the Dream style or Dream Pet style plush. I actually do believe this one is a proper Dream Pet made by Dakin. Absolutely love the little lashes. I think this one's supposed to be a little lamb. always love to pick these up. Again, from the 60s, and if you don't want to, you know, completely go on all out, I think they're really darling in just a good little display spot in the kitchen, in wherever your heart desires. So those were really fun. Now we have some more vintage plush. Absolutely loved these. We actually ended up driving to a thrift store, I do believe, on the outskirts of Kansas City, and these were just so happened to be there still. My partner sent me a Facebook listing that a thrift store had these and just hadn't gotten over there. So a couple weeks later, I was actually really surprised where these were actually still there. And I ended up picking up pretty much a whole collection of vintage Kewpie Club memorabilia, which I will also have that coming to the shop, but had to show off little Rushton Scary E.T. And we have a gunned little rubber face bear. I thought his little face and detailings were quite darling, and I love his little fit. So absolutely adorable on those. And another plush I always love to find, we have a cute little like oilcloth guy. This is either a bear or a lamb. It's up to whoever heart desires with this one. But I thought the little pattern on him was so darling. Cute little lamb and flower scene going on. Again, a little bit of wear on these. These were definitely like pre-50s. So anytime I can find these in somewhat sweet shape, I always like to pick them up. And I thought another really flower-tastic kind of groovy bag was that I found. I think this was the first thing I found in Kansas City. I actually have a matching little children's like suitcase slash purse in the same pattern. So I was pretty stoked to find this cute little like tote. It does actually have a sweet little like window. So you could totally put like a picture or something in it. But quite darling. It does have a little bit of like yellowing across the handle, but we'll see if we can try to mend that. But again, definitely up my alley with some groovy flower powers. Ooh, and I just realized I think it has like a little pocket right here on the side. Even better. I will say I always love to pick up some vintage ceramics. Granted, I don't collect them a lot for my own personal collection, but I do always pick them up for resale. And I knew I just had to pick these up. I actually think I found these in a brass armadillo, but we have a little mama and baby chained family. Now I will say I have to like reattach the little chain, but she is quite darling. I love the little very intricate detailing on her flowers on her hat. And she's just on the go shopping with her little teeny tiny baby with the flower on its head. So really stoked to find these. Love a good high piece of kitsch. That same realm of ceramic kitsch, I was really stoked to find these. Now I pick these up pretty often just for the Etsy shop, whatnot. But I don't think I've actually ever found them in a set like this. Now, I've definitely come across and sold the sets that they kind of fit into a little wire kind of display holder, but I had never seen them in their original packaging. So I was so over the moon about these. I found them in a really sweet little antique store. And definitely an honorable mention. Oh gosh, I think the glare is gonna be so bad on this one. We have a wonderful, nice and minty gal still in her box. We found another vintage pose doll. Now, my partner actually found this one a little bit before I actually got there on Marketplace, but told him I definitely needed it. So happy that she was able to make it safe and sound. I had never seen one on a chair like this in its original packaging. Now, again, I'm a sucker for original pose dolls and its packaging on pretty much anything I could get my hands on. So honorable mention, I thought I would include her. And I found myself another fun little kind of sewing doll slash pressed paper gal, which are two subject matters which I love. So I had definitely been watching one of these on like eBay for the longest of time, but this is a little like Lego Japan gal. She is a pincushion. I do have a few other kind of versions slash styles of these dolls, but she also has a tape measure. I think she is quite darling, and I'm really excited to stash her away into my little collection. So thought I would show her. I will say we have a lot coming to Whatnot and Etsy. I'm going to be doing, obviously, my first dib Whatnot sales every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern each week, and then we will be doing all of my vintage Barbies and stuff that I've found. That is going to be exclusively coming to Etsy, which I'm really excited. Plus whatever doesn't sell, obviously, on Whatnot, how I usually do it, trickles down to Etsy. I said that a little bit weird. Granted, I just got back from driving 7.5 hours, but I wanted to film a little video real quick before I sign off for the day. Again, thanks everyone so much for watching. I'm Cole at Kitschy Flower, and be sure to like and subscribe. All the links are listed down below.